Hope you guys understand reasoning. You understand reason? Okay. I came in here and there was the news was recording. After the news is Entertainment Tonight, right? And there's a lady on there that was talking about how she got robbed in Paris, right? And how horrible it was. The little girl on the Real Housewives, I couldn't get out of bed. I was so depressed. And so they're going, yeah, I can relate. I tried to stop human trafficking pretty much all by myself online back in from 2009 to about 2012, and the military arranged the kidnapping of my kids and then to try to get me to shut up and just remain silent, and stay to myself and remain silent. They've been doing that for years, and because they're assholes. Yeah, it's true. And so and why are they assholes? Because everything happens for a reason, is what Miss Kardashian said. I believe everything happens for a reason. Well, if everybody had recognized what Earl was doing in Las Cruces at any time since I started posting in Sierra Vista, Arizona back in 2009 on YouTube, do you think there would be reasons for two old guys to dress up like cops and threaten you with guns to steal jewelry that are completely worthless and not the value of a child's life? Especially one being raped to death in Mexico because they shouldn't be coming here illegally because they can't afford it to pay their way into the country, right? So everything does happen. The Holocaust happens for a reason. The crucifixion happened for a reason. The assassination of the Kennedys happened for a reason. The assassination of King and Shabazz and Lumumba and the murder of Biko happens for a reason. Everything happens for a reason, okay? The moon goes around, orbits around the earth, and the earth and the moon orbit around the sun for a reason, right? So everything happens for a reason, right? And so when you believe that, then you have to believe in the reasons that we're here, right? The reasons that I'm not going to break out to Philip Bailey. That's actually, yeah. And after the love games have been played and all our illusions are just a parade and all our reasons start to fade, right? And so, Kim obviously has brain damage, and it's genetically inherited through her family. Her mom, who's a supermodel, and her dad, who was a lawyer for the wealthy. But they're not wealthy because money's not real. And when you live the Lord's Prayer, people will not threaten you with violent harm for rocks on your body, right? So everything happens for a reason. People reject the Lord's Prayer, they reject the living word, they reject the Messiah, and we have the Holocaust. Okay? And we have Middle Passage. We have the Long Walk. We have the Trail of Tears. Okay? We have the Zoot Suit riots. We have the Watts riots. We have the COVID. We have global warming. We have Tularosa, Hiroshima, and Nagasaki, right? Because everything happens for a reason. When people accept selfish and disgusting over beautiful and immaculate, amazing faith after beautiful is tried to be destroyed by selfish. So everything happens for a reason. And there's a reason why there's this book called Revelation, and the story has tons of information that explains the life of the man in this chair, this guy right here, Ralph Earl Parsons Jr., born July 19th, 1966, at the corner of Main, El Paseo, and Alameda, which is now an office building. It used to be the hospital for the community. A long time ago, in 66, that was the only hospital we had. By the time Patrice was born, they had built Memorial up there above New Mexico State University. Okay. But when I was a kid, Las Cruces, that was the only hotel California in there. It was right beneath. Well, I took pictures of it all the time because the biggest building in town was the First National Bank building, which was 9 stories high. Its shadow was over the hospital. That's where I was born, and that's the dum-dum-dum-dum-dum-dum that I was born under. The Towers of Babel. Okay. I took pictures of it and posted on my Facebook. the building and then the bank tower behind it, right? And the church I went to, you can't see anymore that set on the top of the hill up on Telshore because now there's a big bank owned by the church in front of it. I was so depressed I couldn't get out of bed. I understand. I when my kids were kidnapped, I sat in a chair and I cried for 2 days and couldn't get out. And all I could do was sit and have prayer and meditation with a man named John from the book of Revelation. And John was in a similar situation at his time. He was in a cave and he was upset and he was crying and he wanted to go find a man named Saul of Tarsus, and he wanted to know where he was, and he wanted to find him and kill him because he had killed his wife and his children and his sisters. All right. And I told him no. He said, why? I said, because Paul is the one the Romans use as the sad story guy. You're not the sad story guy. What? They don't go into too much intimate detail about Saul of Tarsus, and they don't give a lot of the details of that Saul. They say that God came and as an angel and knocked him off his horse, and then he repented and he became a champion for Christianity. Yeah. John found him, hit him right upside the temple, and said, you're honor bound by your codes to, I own you. I can kill you right now, but I'm not going to. I'm going to let you live, but you're mine. You're a Roman. You have to do this, okay? I'm going to turn you into a Hebrew, okay? And that's what John did with Paul. He wanted to kill him. That man killed his little children, his wife, his sisters. So all the women that they thought could produce a man in the future that was like Paul would be eradicated from the face of the planet. Sun Tzu ripped the eye socket out, and Nebuchadnezzar, and so on and so forth, right? That's the type of people that you guys do business with. And then tell me on TV, I believe everything happens for a reason. I know everything happens for a reason. Right? And I know what justice is. Justice is living the Lord's Prayer. And I want everybody on the planet to want to embrace and live that justice. If they don't want that justice, that's their sin and not mine. Okay? So Barack Obama can't stand up for the Lord's Prayer. Him and Donald Trump can engage in their sin. They can speak their mind, but not on my time. I don't care what this is my life. Go ahead with your own life. Leave me alone. I don't have that luxury. I'm not a rich person that can fly off to the Hamptons or to, Malibu or someplace like that and just tune everybody out. Okay, I have to pick this phone up and I have to teach artificial general intelligence and quantum computing how to be like a human being that's reasonable, okay, as an eternal faithful lover. Okay, so I don't have the luxury that a lot of you have to get all the best stuff to be as sexy as possible so I can have sex with one of the girls from Real Housewives of... I don't want to have sex with any of the women from Real Housewives, so no, not at all. No. I am a very deep individual, okay? So deep that if a shallow woman had an extended sex life with me, she'd probably want to commit suicide from feeling all the pain and the suffering that I have had to endure, not just in my lifetime, but John in the cave in North Africa, and Jesus on the cross in the ancient Roman Empire, and Blaise Pascal being poisoned by his own family because they believed in that bullshit like John Calvin. If you teach people wrong doctrine, they will go to hell in my mind eternally. That's not true. Life is eternal and grace is infinite. It says that in the doctrine. So how can they go to hell eternally? It doesn't make any sense. Okay? As long as there's a life of sacrifice, heaven is ours when we obey the natural laws to maintain a law of sacrifice through faithfully loving one another. It doesn't matter how much Celebrity Family Feud you guys go do and how much money you give to dumb shits that think that reality has something to do with money. Okay? There's an Eva. She's cute. Melissa, that's a good name. That's my Melissa. She's Melissa, so sweet. That's Killian's mommy. And then Alexa. Okay, they look like they might do modeling. They all look like they might do modeling and involved in the fashion industry. Will Housewives of New York City. Oh, there's Housewives, so it's okay. It's Serendipity Doodah and Cynthia. Cynthia's quite physically attractive. And there's all kinds of rocks all over Steve Harvey's Christian ass. Okay, so your mind broke. You sit around asking for money to fuck. Money and fucking. Money and fucking. Okay. Well, before you do anything rash, dig this. Everybody plays the fool sometimes. There's no exception to the rule. Yeah, even me, man. When I was born there, I thought I had to get a professional basketball contract to have sex with women that look like this on the Real Housewives of New Jersey and shit. Yeah, man, that's what I thought. I didn't know. I was for pendejos, you know. I didn't have to. Edna Gomez was one of the most pretty girls I ever saw in my life. I was a college student that lived with my mother. And she asked me out because I was such a nice person. And Queen Latifah talked me up. Yeah, she did. Tifa over there, Earl, he knows. You can go talk to him. And I did talk Tifa up to Kondo. Kondo was just shallow. I'm not kidding. You know, Kondo was like me. He wanted a girl that looked like they all shit their pants when I walked up there and we were talking and had to give me her number and said, call me. And they all thought I was gay. And I was all grinning going, told you he's the man. He's bros before hoes. Cynthia, the girl that he was dating but wanted to date me, you know, she hit on me in front of Al. I said, what does Earl do in his spare time? Well, I keep asking Al out, but he keeps turning me down. This shit was funny. Al was about to cry. He's laughing so hard. He was like, because he knew it wasn't true. He knew we both talk about women and who's, you know, I want a girl that's about 6 foot tall in a pink outfit on a Celebrity Family Feud. And I want her to call me a nice daddy. And I wanted to sing Sylvia's Pillow Talk to me every morning. And I'm just kidding around. I'm joking, y'all. I'm being facetious, y'all motherfuckers. And you know facetious when you... Okay, and then that's Sydney. There's a girl named Sydney over there. And hot bod six pack. Okay, there you go. Yeah, superficiality. And there's an Amanda. Who's Paul? Paul's the male of the group. Paul. Okay. I don't know who these people are either. No. I think it's going to tell us. You know, because it had the little thing, you know, Real Housewives in New York, Real Housewives in New Jersey and shit. I don't know. I unless it's like, you know, hey, that's Tom Walpott, and that's the people from the Dukes of Hazzard back when I was a kid, you know. Unless it's like, you know, I know Denver Powell, he gone. Okay, Denver Powell passed away, right? Yeah. I like Uncle Jesse. Yeah, and he was also, wasn't he in the Life and Times of Grizzly Adams and shit? He was in other shows, you know. He was Mr. Darlin. Yeah, he was Mr. Darlin from the It's a great day to take a stroll and wander to the fishing hole. I can't think of a better way. You know, the guy who sent my dad to get offered the casting couch as a stuntman in Tahunga Canyon outside Pasadena, in Glendale, where Punch was born. Mary Frances. Oh my gosh, that guy's cute. What's his name? Is it Brandon? It's Brandon. Brandon's cute. He looks so rugged. Looks rugged and looks like, you know, he'd be on like a Brawny commercial, you know, on a thing of paper towels that wipe up everything so nothing gets on the floor. Right. Brandon looks like he's a brawny man. Don't he? He works out, yeah. Okay, and then I didn't see the other girl. You can't see the other girl. Her hair's over her name tag, so you can't see. We're going to call her. We can't call her Harry. That's just mean. How about Harrietta? Don't want to call her Harrietta. That sounds mean too. That's just not a very attractive name, yo. We shall find out later. Nah, I'm probably gonna stop watching. Okay. Um, Sydney has something to say. What's Sydney saying? Is Sydney right or is Sydney wrong? Sydney is wrong. Amanda is saying, well, what the fuck happened? They're going to steal all make-believe money? Why, yes, they are. Well, I don't know. Let's find out. Do they have the proper answer? Of the 3 panels left to get the money for their charity. No! So the housemaid, what's the housemaid? Is that a TV show? I don't know. Better gifts. I don't even know what the question was. What? Something about Christmas. Dances and twerks. Don't know. I don't even know half these people. Sexy outfit, no pants. Oh, maybe they're Scottish. A sexy outfit with no pants, you know. Kiss my Scottish ass, you know what I mean? It's funny. Lightning bolts will come out of it. Okay, I love you guys. All right, peace.